crazy hair today. Good morning, YouTube. What's up, everybody? I hope you're safe and healthy and happy and doing okay. Before we get started on the real stuff today, I would just like to request that Garmin and Strava and whoever else puts shoveling as an activity that can be done in the app or on the watch, because I just shoveled, like, it wasn't even that much, maybe like 5 inches of snow, and I am exhausted. It feels like I did like an hour and a half, like full body workout. I don't even know, but whew, we're finally on the couch after a shower, and today we're going to talk about a shoe that I have liked a lot in the past, and now it's on the 3rd version, and that is the, if I could pick it up, Asics Gel Nimbus Lite 3. The dirt on the shoe is not actually from running, it's from playing fetch outside with Ruby, so yeah, but I have run in this shoe. I have. So far, I've gotten my feet into every version of the Nimbus Lite, 1, 2, and the 3, and I feel like they just get better and better each time, although I have really liked all of the versions for what it's worth. If you liked the 2nd version, then you're probably gonna like the 3rd. They're not that much different, and they feel pretty darn similar underfoot, although there are a couple of differences between the two. But I do want to make that clear that if you did like this, you're probably gonna like this. Time and time again, it just proves to be a reliable shoe that doesn't have a ton of bells and bells and whistles, super crazy innovative technology. That's not what you're gonna get here in this shoe, but you are gonna get a really nice package, a really great all-around shoe. So we're gonna talk about that today, but first, of course, you have to sit through the run footage and watch me run, as always.
Hey, listen up, I've tried to tell you this 100 times. Not getting better by lying there pretending to cry. You on repeat, you can see, cause you have closed your eyes. You say you listen, but you're missing what it's all about. Rise up now. If you never fall, you don't change at all. Cry out now. Have you given up? I will never stop, yeah. I try to help you, but you keep reading between the lines. There's nothing there for you to complicate, we're not aligned. You say you listen, but guessing that's just another sign of growing up. You're growing old, your life keep passing. Rise up now. If you never fall, you don't change at all. Cry out now. Have you given?
Before we get started today, I do want to let you know that this shoe was provided to me by Running Warehouse and Asics. However, no company is going to see this before you. They can't tell me what to say, and all of my opinions are always my own. The Nimbus Lite 3 is 8.1 ounces for, I believe, a women's size 7, but for my size 10.5 women's, this shoe comes in at about 9.3 ounces. This shoe has a 13 millimeter drop with 27 millimeters of stack in the heel and 14 in the forefoot. And for me, the Asics Nimbus Lite 3 is true to size. Here for the Nimbus Lite 3's upper, Asics is using a technical mesh is what they're calling it. And it just so happens to be made of 60% of recycled polyester. So we're going green here, which we did do in the previous version. However, this is just a little bit greener. In that midfoot, you have the Asics logo that provides just a bit more rigidity in that area for some structure. And if we go to the back of the shoe, the heel counter is pretty sturdy, and they've added a pull tab. This upper definitely doesn't skimp out on breathability. I feel that winter wind passing right through that forefoot, and while I'm cold now, I know that I will be thankful for that in the summer months. So we do have a very breathable shoe here. And something that they changed from the previous version, the Nimbus Lite 2, is the tongue. And I've noticed this on a couple of other new Asics shoes that I have, which we will be talking about in the weeks to come. But they've changed this tongue to be sort of like a knit, stretchy tongue, and I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about it at first, but I actually think I like it a little bit better than just your standard tongue. I don't know, it just does something to the fit, and it's gusseted. It just gives you a nice wraparound feeling through that midfoot. Speaking of the midfoot, if we turn the shoe this way, I don't think that this is a super narrow shoe. I know Asics shoes can be a little bit narrow for some people, so they fit me great, but they might not fit the masses so great. I don't notice that here. So definitely something you want to like check out on your own if possible, but I think it has a pretty standard amount of width. And I feel the same way about the forefoot in the toe box area. And I would even say that I have a little bit of extra room, not too much by any means, just enough to feel pleasant, and like my feet and my toes have more room to breathe up here rather than being all jammed up. I've had quite a nice experience with this upper, really can't complain about much at all. I've had no issues with hot spots, blisters, or irritation, so I'm liking it. Moving on down to the midsole of the Nimbus Lite 3, we have Asics Cellulose Nanofiber Flight Foam. It's a slightly softer material than your standard flight foam is, and I'm sure somewhere in here there is gel embedded in there. I mean, why would they call it a gel Nimbus if there was no gel, right? Oh yes, okay, so there is gel in the forefoot and in the rear of the shoe. I really like this foam. It feels super soft, especially in that heel area. It does thin out a bit in the forefoot, and I will say that on longer runs, I do kind of tend to feel it flatten out just a bit and be like a little bit firm in that forefoot, but that's just me being a little bit nitpicky. I've been really liking this shoe just for like everyday runs. I don't know, I haven't taken it on any double-digit runs yet. Probably the highest amount of mileage I've done in this shoe on one day is a 7-mile run, but it felt great the entire time, minus that slight nitpick that I talked about earlier. I think this is a really great shoe, just exactly for what I use it for. Every day, whatever you want to do. It's light enough that it can do some faster stuff, and it's cushy enough, in my opinion, to take you the distance if that's what you want to do. I think Asics did a really nice job here, just keeping it simple, sticking to the basics, and not going overboard with all these different technologies. This is just a great, simple shoe that feels good under your foot, and you feel protected, like you can go and go and go. If you're somebody who's looking for one shoe to rule them all and you just want one in your rotation, this is a pretty good option for you. No matter what your pace is, your skill level, doesn't matter. I think you're gonna like this. Moving on to the outsole of the Nimbus Lite 3, it's exactly the same as the 2. What we're working with is some AHAR Plus rubber. We have it in the forefoot of the shoe, the medial side of the midfoot, and some in the heel. I do like how they've kind of separated it and given us some flex screws, because this shoe does flex nicely in the forefoot. I've had no issues with traction in this shoe. I think it does a good job gripping onto the pavement and whatever surface you're on. One thing you might want to watch out for is some slicker conditions. I think I did do a little bit of slipping here and there in this shoe, but it's really not too terrible. One other thing that I will say about this outsole is sometimes, and I don't know if it's a me thing, it could just be a me thing, but I feel like I feel this rubber and like the separation in it, like on the bottoms of my feet. I don't know, maybe not. But sometimes I feel like I can feel the pattern, is what I'm trying to say. But overall, I think it's gonna be durable, and something I guess I should mention is I think that the rest of the shoe is gonna be pretty durable, even considering how they're using all these recycled materials and stuff. I still think you're gonna get a good amount of miles out of it, and the outsole is no different. The Asics Nimbus Lite 3 is not yet on Running Warehouse's website, but it is available on Asics' website. It says coming soon. I think it's gonna be available within the next month, so keep your eyes open. However, they are upping the price $10. I'm pretty sure that the Nimbus Lite 2 was $150. This is gonna be $160, and so is the Nimbus Lite 24. And I've said this before about the Nimbus Lite series. I don't understand why they cost just as much as the standard Nimbus. This is supposed to be light, so it should be lighter in price. Just my opinion. Regardless, when this shoe does hit Running Warehouse's website, I'll put a link in the description of this video. You can click that link and pick up your own pair. Keep in mind that will be an affiliate link with Running Warehouse. However, that doesn't mean much for you. It just helps out my channel so I can keep making these videos and sitting in front of a camera and talking about a shoe for 15 minutes. When I was 5 years old, I never thought that I'd be 31 and holding a shoe in front of a camera and discussing it with fellow YouTube friends. Although I probably thought I was going to be in the WNBA, so I mean, not really realistic. I'll definitely continue to wear it, although I probably won't wear it with Ruby in the yard because as you can see, it's extremely dirty from that. I'm definitely going to take this to 50 miles. Just be patient. I will get there because I want to see just how well this shoe does. But I think it's going to do well. Well, everyone, that concludes my first run impressions of the Asics Nimbus Lite 3. If you enjoyed this video, please like it down below and subscribe. And when you're done with all that, hit the notifications bell down below so you can find out every time I upload a new video. Ruby's upstairs. She's not coming down. I've tried. Sorry, guys. I have some more videos for you next week, but in the meantime, get out there, get on the grind, and don't forget to run like Heller. See you next time. Ruby, you really don't want to see your friends? Everyone's gonna be sad. Ruby. Not today.